I don't have I don't have anything to write about. I don't have a passion outside of what I'm doing. And then I've been thinking about like oh, everybody, oh, you should film you building stuff, da da da. And like I thought about it. Um, Once I start doing, like, I want to do pop ups. I want to sell some of my stuff at pop ups or whatever. Um, Once I do that, then maybe I'll think about it. But at this point, I don't. Oh, that's what I was saying. Once I like start doing pop ups, I was thinking about like having like a little TV and having a time lapse of me building the shit, playing as people were looking at that. That'd be cool. But the way that people are describing, the way that people are requesting me to do it, it's like, bro, when you passionate about something and you get in the zone, the last thing you thinking about is showing somebody else what you're doing. And it's not to say like, oh, it's a bad thing. And everybody's, well, why don't you set it up over here? Why don't you set it up over here? I tried that. And I was so distracted with, can people see? Am I getting a good angle? That I didn't do a good job on what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, at some point, I have to decide what is what. Because building stuff is going to make me money. Recording it is going to take longer to make me money. You get what I'm saying? So I'd rather give 100% over here than give 75% so that I can give 25% over and trying to get other people to see me give 75% and act like it's 100. No.
So you need to train AJ or Amir in order to be a film person?
I mean, I was thinking about that because, like, I always say to myself, like, yo, I need to have cameras following me. Like, it should just be so funny around me. Like, everything that happens around me is like mad funny. And I thought about that, about training them. Amir would probably be the better one because AJ, she think that if she take two pictures of you supposed to take three pictures of her. I'd be like, AJ, come on, take another one. She'd be like, it's my turn, mommy. Yeah. So, but yeah, pretty much. I mean, eventually I'll get there. But again, like for me right now, it's like I'm not gonna see anything else until I start seeing the fruits of my labor. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Once I start seeing that, then it's like, okay, cool. Now maybe I'll have more time to spend over here. But right now, especially with me just getting the LLC and everything like that, and being in a position to actually like approach this as an actual business, and not even being in a position, but me actually approaching it with the respect of an actual business. You know what I mean? Before it was just like thing I was doing and it felt more like a hobby. Now this is like, you know, it feels, like this is what I do. And even like me assembling furniture and shit, like I thought that was just kind of like on some hobby type shit. And now I'm looking it up online, like, yo, there's like a whole ass title for this shit and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like I thought it was just, anybody can do it, but it's like a whole ass career field now on just putting shit together, putting fucking RTA furniture together. Some bullshit ass, huh?
Because this shit is complicated. It's like when I talk about computers. Putting a computer together is simple, but it's a lot of shit for people who don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, when I see like assembling furniture, like, all right, so I look at AJ's bed set that I did. That shit took me hours. It took me like 4 hours. But it wasn't until I had assembled maybe like five other pieces, like professionally, like and getting paid for it. It wasn't until then that I looked back and realized, like, yo, you were so mad at this part, at this part, at this part. But now those are like the easiest things because I didn't have an understanding of how they actually worked. So I was getting frustrated because I wasn't doing it in the best way. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like I still look at it as there's instructions. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not rocket in my mind. It's not rocket science. There's instructions. Like today, I had to do. Mhm. You walk in with a limp because that shit heavy. What? No, no, say nothing. Go ahead. We ain't have no conversation. Make sure you put on lotion. I'm not gonna ask you. I'm just gonna tell you. Make sure you put on lotion. Um, but yeah, I had to assemble one of them desks that rises for standing. Don't get me wrong. That shit was definitely well. I'm smart about things. So if I have a piece, then I do my research on how to do it so that when I get there, especially at the rate that I'm at now, when I get there, because I be feeling like I'm robbing people. I really do. But here's the thing, like, okay, so on TaskRabbit, every time somebody books me and then they leave a review, um, they start raising my prices. So like my prices at one point they had left the review and it was like, yeah, you need to raise your price by at least $12. I'm like, what? But when I look at it, I'm like, yo, not for nothing. If I do 2 3 hour jobs, then I've made enough for like I've made what an average person would make in 2 days. An average person with decent pay would make in 2 days. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I be feeling like I'm robbing them. Like, I swear I be feeling like I'm robbing them. But again, people are willing to pay for things, and I have to keep telling myself that and approaching it in a business mindset. Like, and I never forget. Shout out to Live. Live told me, people will pay for convenience. You'd be surprised at what people will pay for convenience. And I'm like, I guess, and it'd be shocking me because some of the people who had booked me when I was like, at just starting and I was at like $22 an hour, they're coming back and booking me at, upwards of $50 an hour. I'm like, okay, this works, this works. But then when I get a big project, you know what I'm saying? It's like a 4 hour project, and I'm sitting there like, dang man, this is I kind of feel bad about invoicing you, you know what I'm saying? But then I have to tell myself my rates are up front. You know what I'm saying? Like I had one person who she had, and that's another thing. They be buying these cheap ass, expensive ass. They be expensive, but they be cheap pieces of furniture. So she bought this cheap ass piece of furniture, and the wood split a little bit. So I was showing her how to fix it. Right? It wasn't anything that was majorly noticeable, but she was being real anal. And the thing that she had already, like the back piece, it was like a fireplace type of thing. So it was an electric fireplace. So the back piece was like this to try to squeeze into. So I was struggling to try to get it in there to I don't even know how the fuck they get it. And then after I finished, she's like, yeah, well on the reviews it said that this was the hardest part. Bitch, why wouldn't you tell me that? Why wouldn't you tell me that? You know what I'm saying? So she kept asking, just how much longer you think it's gonna take? How much longer you think it's gonna take? How much is the invoice gonna be for? How much? And I don't usually do when I send my invoice, I'll wait until I'm in the car because I'm too soft like that. You know what I'm saying? Like if people start acting like the money is going to be a problem, then I kind of be like, all right, I'll just invoice you for this amount. And then I gotta tell myself, bitch, no. You seen what my rates was when you booked me. It's not my fault that this shit is piece of shit. So just little things that I'm trying to get past now that I'm taking on a more, this is an actual business now. So it's just, I still just be thinking in my head like, yo, I'm fucking stealing from these people. Not like stealing from them, but like the rates that I'm like, sheesh, man.
Pause, because you used to work in the office, right?
Mm-hmm.
Capitalism works, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are you being as an American? A capitalist.
Yeah.
They want your labor, they want your time, but you can do other things. They gonna pay for it. And guess who's
Yeah.
right? Task Rabbit, because you're getting what? More jobs, better ratings. So guess what? They said in your fucking rate. Oh, the question is, do you want to make them higher?
Yeah. And well, that's my thing. I've been moving, I've been adjusting my rates as they suggest them. But they be suggesting them before, like, yo, I like say I did a job today, right? And I got a book for a returning client tomorrow, right?
Mhm.
So if she leaves me another review, they probably raise my shit up again. And I'll be having to tell myself, like, there's people up here that charge like 150 an hour. And when I say like they're if they charge one, yeah, they probably getting
Oh,
like
when I was looking for stuff, I was like, I can do it myself.
exactly. You feel me? Like it's people up there that's at that rate and they still getting booked though. Like they get booked regularly. So it's like there's people that's willing to do it. What I do notice is though, it takes me further out of like I be traveling, like I be out Morristown, past Morristown. Like I be having to go Mendenham, and whatever. But I be having like it be the
You
upper
going
class that can afford me, huh?
you going toward the mountains.
Yeah. Well, listen, if they willing to pay, is like I said, it's not a cheap thing. So you figure some of these pieces that I be putting together, the piece I put together today was like $400. Granted, it only took me an hour and a half to put it together, so you know, it wasn't like a a big profit, but it was big enough for it to be an hour and a half. Now I got to come back home to AJ in a certain amount of time because she was waiting for the nigga. So, but again, it's just like then I be feeling pressure on me because I'm just a good person. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a fucked up person at certain things, but I'm really a good person. So it's like when
Let's pause.
um
It's not that you're a fucked up person. It's that you're a person who doesn't take other people's shit. And as
that
we
part,
said many times before, you have a certain capacity, but this capacity is not universal.
that
Each
part.
person gets their certain amount of capacity based off of your relationship with them. If you are a customer, they will get proper service, they will get proper respect. But at
Mm.
a certain point, when they try to act too familiar, they will be checked and reminded what place each person has in this situation.
Oh yes.
AJ, same goes for me. Everybody needs to stay within the boundaries, and you will get a warning if you try to get out of it. And if you continue to, you will face the consequences.
Indeed. Indeed. Yes, that part. So yeah, all of that what you just said. But like it's just what it is. Like I be feeling like I'm like robbing these people. Like, but if they're willing to pay for it, but it's a mentality that I have to adjust myself to. You know what I mean? It's all about that whole self-worth thing or whatever. Like I have to see more value in what I do, even though I don't see the value because to me, it's like it's normal for somebody to buy some shit and then be like, Shonda, put this shit together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm getting paid for something that I enjoy doing, and it don't feel if it don't feel right because what you're not supposed to get paid for the things that you love. That sounds good in theory on Facebook, like
I'm
you
gonna put
know.
it this way: you say that in the early parts, but as you go on for years and years, and you start dealing with people, you gonna be thinking, "I deserve to get paid this and more."
Yeah,
Because
no, you're right.
it ain't fun no more. I'm good at it, but I don't necessarily like it like I used to.
No, you are absolutely right. But that's why I keep trying to like learn things. It's not just now, like I said, my main focus is to build my own shit, deal with my own furniture and whatnot. Um, but when a task come through, like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna come make a couple hundred real quick, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because this gonna help me put back into what I'm trying to do. Hopefully that goes bigger. But if not, like I still have this skill, and that's what I've been really telling myself. Like I keep telling my kids, you need a monetizable hobby or skill, just something to have in a tuck on a rainy day. You know what I'm saying? And this was mine. Like I found this to be mine, something to be monetized. Like, okay, yeah, I enjoy writing, but that shit ain't making me no money. Yeah, I enjoy making people laugh, but that shit ain't making me no money. Niggas ain't paying. Like niggas ain't not or if they paying, they not paying enough to like, you know, do anything except for get a 4 for 4, from Wendy's afterwards. Like, so it's like this is my thing. Like, this is the task that I found, and it's been opening other opportunities. Like my cousin, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna teach you how to lay flooring because I'll be needing people to come help me with the jobs. Hell yeah, teach me all of that shit. Yep, teach me. Because my goal is to buy a house in the South and renovate the whole thing myself. A little cheap, little something, little little foreclosed on something, 20, 25,000, and do the whole renovation myself. But that's long term, obviously. But in order for me to get there, I have to learn all of these things, and all of these things that I'm learning are monetizable skills. So it's like I'm in essence becoming indisposable in my own right, like which has always been my thing, even in working in the office. I learned everything about the office. I learned everybody's job so that when layoffs come, y'all niggas can't cut me. I know how to do what everybody does. Cut that bitch over there that only knows how to do one thing. So, but yeah, we just be traveling from topic to topic. My kids done. It's past their bedtime. I guarantee you, AJ ass is still up trying to. Oh, well, ain't nobody tell me it was 10 o'clock. But yeah, it's 10:24. I'm about to probably get a text message in an hour like, yeah, I'm gonna be a little late. We got 12 o'clock curfews.
Hold up,
Yup.
what?
Yeah, man. Out of respect, if it's not like an event or something like that, we try to be home by 12, which works for me because I'm already home. I don't be going out. But there was one night in the summertime or at the end of the summer, niggas was out here trying to be popping in whenever they felt like it. I was like, all right, bet. Let's see how it feel when the shoe on the other foot. Niggas like, yo, where you at? You coming home at 2 o'clock in the morning? Where you at? I was at the pier. I wasn't doing nothing but smoking weed at the pier. But you don't need, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you think I was doing, that's what I was doing. Yup. Mm-hmm. So then after that, then it was like, yeah, so I'm thinking we should do like, maybe both of us be home by 12, and then, if we can't make 12, two latest. I'm like, all right, bet. So I be fucking with him. Like, the thing is, like, I fuck with him so much that he be thinking that I really give a fuck about the shit I be fucking with him with. I don't. I don't. That shit be like, it'd be like 6 o'clock. Oh, you about to go to them streets. You out here, you out here. Whole time I'll be sitting there like, yes, bitch, get the fuck out of the room so I can watch this show. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I just gotta let him think that I'm fucking with him so that he can still, like, you know, walk that line, walk that straight line. But I really don't be giving a fuck. Sometimes I do, but for the most part I don't. But yeah, so we on 12 o'clock curfew. So usually, like, I might he make it home, or he'd send me a message like, yeah, I'm right here. I'm in the car. I'm about to run to Taco Bell. You want something? Hell yeah, I do. Um, but yeah, 12 o'clock. All right, cool. Don't make a difference though, because usually when he come in, I'm still downstairs. So like we really just be fighting to see who gonna get the TV. Cause we got two TVs in our room, one in the seating area. Cause we're on the third floor, so we got the whole attic, and it's like, I got the seating area over to the side. Then I got this one area where I'm trying to make into like my reading nook, because I always wanted a reading nook. I just haven't had time to like draw out the plans and I probably do like a little shelf system up there for my books and shit. And then we got our bedroom side, and the TV in the seating area is too far from the bed to be, to be the main TV. So his thing is, I gotta watch South Park to fall asleep. And my thing is, I'm an adult. Turn the fucking TV off. That's how I operate. But now I'm to the point where I like to fall asleep watching Bob's Burgers or whatever, even though I don't really watch it. I just turn it on and look at it until I fall asleep. But I put the timer on so the TV turns off. This nigga, like, say right now he upstairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And say I'm about to go to bed. He could be sitting in the seating area, and I come upstairs and like put on, a onesie or something to symbolize that I'm getting myself ready for bed. And then I come down, get a drink of water. By the time I get back upstairs, this nigga will magically be under the covers with the TV by the bed on, kind of like stake and claim. Like, oh, I just had to make sure that I got the TV before you did. So that, and then if I'm sitting there last night, bruh, this is the pettiest shit. Last night, I'm watching TV in the room with AJ, and I'll never watch TV in my room, really. Like I told you, I like to be in communal spaces. So he comes in, sees me and AJ in there. Oh boy, why she watching TV? All right, fine. This nigga goes downstairs into the living room or in the den, and he sits down there and watches TV, trying to wait for me to fall asleep so that when he comes up, he can change the channel and watch South Park until he falls asleep. But if he come up and I'm still up,
This nigga
I'ma
got
just
a phone.
so I'm like, I'ma just go sleep in the mirror's room. I'll be like, bet, take your pillow and all your clothes, because I'm so extra.
He can't just go to sleep on it with his phone.
No, he's so like, yo, it has to be this way. It has to be this way. It has to be this way. And if it's not, I'm not gonna get a good night's sleep. It's gonna be, I'm like, bro, okay, fine. But it works usually for me because I'll be down here, you know what I mean? I'll be just chilling, or I'll be in the basement working on something, or I'll come down, be in the kitchen playing, my bad, playing playing a video game or something like that. And then by the time I get upstairs, the TV usually just be off because I don't go upstairs till like 3, and then he get up at like 5 to go to work. So
Mm.
yeah, it's a whole headache, bro. It's a whole headache. Like, I swear, it's just like we still in high school trying to like be adults in a relationship, but we still be acting like high school. Like, I swear we need cameras on us, bro. Because some of this shit just today. I said something as I was walking out the room. Oh, I had my hair out. He was like, "That's how I like it." And I'm like, "You gonna pick bugs out of it if it fly in there?" Oh boy, fine. Just put it in a bun. And it was just one of the moments where you just like, "Yo, who are you talking to?" And I had dropped everything in my hand so fast, and I jumped on the bed. And it was shit like that. We just,
He got scared?
bruh. If you would have seen how fast I jumped on that nigga, and he laying in bed, what's the word? Vulnerable. Nigga was laying in bed like this, looking at TV, and I just come flying across the room like, and then the covers is heavy, so it's like he ain't had no protection. I mean, I had it though, cause I jumped like that, cause I wasn't going to jump on him, but I wanted to scare him a little bit, put the fear Shonda in him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but that's pretty much my life. Just bunch of play fighting and arguing and play fighting and more play fighting. And they're gonna text me like I got a taste for some breakfast food. Put my phone down, walked away, act like I never got that message. And Amir come popping in. You want some sausage? I said, nah, but you should go ask your dad. Bro, that's literally how. Let me show you this curve, this right there. He just be popping around it. You want some bacon? Just bored and chunky. Like I'm not gonna say chunky, but then he tell AJ, she like, Amir, why you keep jumping around? He like, cause I'm trying to get fit. She's like, why don't you just stop eating?
Between them two.
Bro, I don't know who I'm raising, bro. These kids, I can't. Well, you trying to get fit? You think you fat? You not fat. You handsome. You do got a big belly though, but you eat a lot. How many oranges you had, Amir?
Not their puberty.
That's what I told him. And I'm like, I told Ann, I'm like, yo, we got to figure something out because the rate he gonna eat us out of house and home for real. That should be like, like as a parent, you want to eat last, like you want to make sure everybody eats and is good. That shit, he'll finish eating and he'll come over to me like, you ate? I'm like, bruh, why? Well, they said I can't have more until you eat. Like, fuck. I look over there, they be like two pieces of whatever. I'm like, bro, go ahead, bro, go ahead. I'll just have cereal, my nigga. It sucks, bro. Being a parent sucks, and it's only gonna get worse because puberty. I keep looking over by his room, thinking he's just gonna pop up. You say something? It's like, no, nigga, what is? Okay, I guess I'm preparing for tomorrow. Tomorrow's antics. It's gonna be fun. Back to school they go.